been in tech for 13 years, and someone asked me recently, how long does it take to break in? And I went to answer and I froze because I genuinely couldn't tell exactly when it happened for me. And that confusion after 13 years is exactly what this video is about. I started out my career as an economist. I had an unpaid internship where I was working as the system analyst. And after the completion of the internship itself, I moved to a new country. So in the new country, I tried to look for a job, of course, to pay the bills. And I got one as a support analyst. So we had the probation period. Usually it's like 6 months. And 9 months into the company, I got promoted to become a software engineer. And for the first time, I was happy because I got a title. And secondly, it was paid compared to the internship, which wasn't. And my career took off itself. I became a data scientist, a CTO, and the story just keeps going. But there is one thing. Which of those moments was the break-in? Not clear, even now. So breaking into tech has no agreed finish line because everyone has got a very unique story and a very unique path. So in my case, I started as an economist, and in your case, you probably started from computer science, and somebody you know started from psychology. The point I'm trying to make here is that as a different starting point too. So there are 3 archetypes, and let's walk through them together, shall we? So the first archetypes, I call them the shortcutters. These are computer graduates that are switching roles, and the path is paved for them. And usually the baseline is between 3 to 6 months, right? Now, this is where things get a little bit interesting. So the second one, I call them the translators. These are career switchers with transferable skills. And you can think of it this way. They speak the language, but they just need a visa. So the baseline here is usually between 9 to 18 months. Last but not the least, I call them the pioneers. So these are a group of people where they're complete outsiders. They've got no map, they've got no network, and they move to a new country. For these people, it could be years. And guess what? That was me. I was in the third one, and I didn't know the rules of the game. I know what you're about to ask. What actually cost the time? So if that's your question, you're already thinking ahead. Not to the learning, because to learn, you have a lot of resources online. You've got fantastic platforms like Coursera, Udemy, Udacity, the list goes on. And you've got ChatGPT and Claude in the age of AI, where you can just find information like this. The real cost here are the things you cannot see, the invisible stuff. So you've got no one to vouch for you. You've got no connection. You don't know how hiring decisions are made inside companies. To add on top of that, you don't know the unwritten rules. So for me, the unpaid internship wasn't a stepping stone. It was the price for the admission nobody warned me about. You're probably thinking, so where's the trap? Courses are there to help you learn. And as I said before, there are loads of platforms out there. Coursera, Udacity, Code Academy, and the list goes on. And courses themselves starts to become the comfort zone. You're like, okay, I'm just learning and I'm taking these courses. That's the comfort zone, mate. Now, you've got the other side, which is you're preparing, and each time people ask you, or in my case, it was me, and people were like, how's it going, mate? I say, okay, look, I'm still preparing. But in itself, preparation is being disguised as procrastination, because I can tell you for free, the clock doesn't start when you start learning. The clock starts when you start being visible. Because with all this learning, taking the courses, preparation, fantastic. For the love of God, please do them. But the reality is, if nobody knows you, nobody can vouch for you. You're basically not known. And that's where you really want to be. And that's where the trap is. Not being locked in on just learning. You also need to prepare yourself to be visible. So for me, the moment I got paid wasn't when I was learning. It was the moment someone externally validated my value. Somebody saw me and he saw the value I could offer. The reality is, stop asking, how long will it take? And start asking these 3 questions instead. 1, where am I starting from? 2nd, what does breaking in mean for my specific path? In your case, it could be economics background like myself, it could be psychology for your friend, or it could be computer science for another person. You need to answer that question, because if you don't answer that question, you're basically measuring against a moving target. The 3rd one, what's keeping you invisible right now? Because visibility means that somebody sees your value. And when somebody can see your value, well, they get to pay for it. So, nobody told me this. The clock doesn't start when you're learning. The clock starts when you become visible for the value you provide. And that's when, my friend, you break into tech. That's it. If this hits differently, smash a like on the video, leave a comment, or share with somebody who needs to hear it. We will be having a conversation in the comment section, and I'm looking forward to hear what you guys have to say. When did you break into tech? And subscribe to the channel, because the next episode is going to make somebody really uncomfortable. Until next time, catch you guys later. Peace.